Good evening. I'm Nero. To start off with, I'd like to start with a conversation, of course. And this conversation, we're going to be talking about mistakes. Why mistakes instead of that other thing I was going to talk about? Well, you see, this is my second time recording this. Yesterday, I made a mistake. So as you're gathering in, sitting down, settling in, let me tell you about some mistakes I've made. When I recorded yesterday, I very carefully had everything set up. I got everything in position, got everything just right, and I began recording. No prompting, no outside motivation. I began recording. And I recorded a full hour of gameplay. Well, a full hour of video, including conversations like these. Subsequently, I had to have a conversation with another friend of mine. And so I entered that conversation and realized, oh, but before I do that, I need to make a phone call. So as not to distract or interrupt, let me mute my microphone. Only to discover my microphone was already muted, and had been for the past hour. In life, mistakes happen. But it's important to remember that when mistakes happen, very rarely are they without opportunity to be salvaged. In this case, I still have the save where we left off, so we'll be able to resume from there. And I remember most of the things I did, and most of the commentary I made along the way. Perfection is rarely attainable, and it's also not always something you need to try to achieve. You need to find what's good for you, not what's perfect. You can always do better, sure, but is it worth the effort? It depends on the situation, of course. But if something's bad, it's okay to do it again. I'm honestly not too beaten up about having an entire hour of footage that did not work. Don't have the audio for. Just don't have it. I wasn't overly proud of it anyway. I was proud that I had done it, but I wasn't quite as witty or full of banter as I would like to be. So, we're going to try again, and I'm going to try to make jokes, and hopefully they'll be funny on occasion. And if not, that's okay. I still did it again. Practice makes permanent, as my wife would say. So without further ado, let us resume our playthrough of Fable in what we are going to call Chapter 2. No really this time. Beautiful load screen. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm rather fond of winter and cold. We're going to load game, and we're going to load this one, because that's where we left. Wait, is that where we left off? No. We left off with 1 hour 12 minutes of gameplay. That's where we left off. That's right. We'll do that one. So if it seems like I know everything I'm doing, it's because I just did it yesterday. Again. We are getting ready to leave the Heroes Guild and be on our way, venturing out into the world beyond. Who knows what adventures await us?
Do you chase chickens?
Apparently the adventure awaits us is this old man saying, "Are you a chicken chaser? Do you chase chickens?" Mocking me for my title.
Can I be of assistance?
It's the only title I had. It's the title I was born with. Now the game would have you, first and foremost, to go to this town
Have you seen
to
your
the
face
right,
in a mirror?
to the
It's like
north.
a breathing sack of pus.
We're not going to do that. But there are vines to cut down.
Strong now, but one day you too could be reduced to this.
I knew that was there. I knew the whole time.
You little snot.
Ah, just the gentle sound of life in the background. We're going to go into Greatwood. Even though that's not where we're supposed to go yet. I don't like being told what to do or where to go. But I do like to shoot wasps. Which is handy, because there's a lot of them out here. But it's okay,
Simple when you know how.
because I have a bow and arrow. Which, as you know, is the weapon of choice when dealing with flying wasps. I guess if they're the size of dogs, a bow and arrow isn't the worst choice.
Easy as that. Easy.
And I managed to do all of that without shooting a single civilian. In case you've forgotten, we are a hero. We graduated from the Heroes Guild, which, as you remember, gives individuals brought within its walls unimaginable power with no moral training or compass, and then unleashes them upon the world to do as they see fit. Up here is Fisher Creek. I wonder what we're going to do here. It wouldn't
Help!
have anything to do with
Help me!
fishing.
They're everywhere. I can't get out.
Flawless victory.
Oh, thank you, young lad.
Just saved this
I
guy's
ain't
life.
cast me line for so long. I got me the shakes. Been eating bait worms all week.
I think eating the bait
Couldn't have
worms
come at
might
a
have
worse
caused his
time
shakes.
either. I've got me a fishing competition to organise. I tell you what, I'll give you free entry to the competition. Least I could do.
It is the least
You'll
you
be
could
needing
do.
this here fishing rod. Made it myself.
And you're going to give me a stick with some string attached. So let's see. I saved this guy's life. He's been locked up in his house for a solid week eating bait, going into some sort of toxic food-induced madness because his house was surrounded by 6 or 8 dog-sized, ferocious, monstrous wasps. And so, to repay me for saving his life, he is going to waive the entry fee for a fishing competition he has decided to start. And he's given me a stick with some string attached. That's what his life is worth. Entry fee and a stick with some string.
All you need to do is cast your rod over one of them ripples there.
When you approach a fishing spot, the fishing hook icon should appear on one of the buttons on the direction pad. Pressing the relevant button will start the automatic fishing sequence. Alright, well let's give this fishing game a try. Because as you know, with any great game, the first thing you want to do is put in a fishing mini-game. That's what all the great games need. More fishing mini-games. I mean, think of all the best games you've ever played. They all have fishing mini-games, right?
Great pike, my lad. That's a hell of a catch.
It's...
You should come back here later. I'm reviving the great old fishing competition.
Yes, you told me
There's
that.
plenty more
And
fishing
you're
spots
apparently
round
not going to
here,
charge
if the
me
mood
to
takes you.
bring you fish. And then he suggests that there are some great fishing spots around here, as if fishing is more than just finding a place and casting it in water. Oh yeah, this is riveting stuff. Just absolutely top-tier gameplay. Fortunately, he's kept his prized belongings in a small, unlocked box behind his house. Ah yes, when I think of fishing, I think of pulling bags of gold out of the water. Leather gauntlets. Well, they're better than the gauntlets I have, which is none. And now I have gauntlets. I am truly the greatest hero of our time. I wonder if enemies respawn, he said knowingly. Now I have to save everyone's lives again. Because apparently somebody's been feeding these wasps steroids.
He didn't last long.
Just all over the place. Could be worse. It could be squirrels. Squirrels truly are the vermin of the trees.
You'll be dead then.
See, most bugs like this are...
Hey there!
They're some sort of predator. They feed on toxic pests like aphids and mites and things of that nature. So they serve a valuable purpose to the community.
Known as chicken chaser.
My feelings on squirrels are far less benevolent, or at the very least benign. Because yes, squirrels can help with planting nuts to grow more trees and everything, but they also tear up gardens, something fierce.
Ah, there is an important quest card of the guild for you.
So one of the things about this game is that the guild master, you remember, bald guy that apparently was in charge of everything even though he wasn't. It was all little obscure, little unclear who was actually in charge.
Known as chicken chaser.
He is able to talk in my head whenever he'd like. And he chooses to do so with far more frequency than I would like. Just all the time.
You'll be dead then.
He's telling me about there's a quest card for me, or there's important something going on somewhere and I need to use a potion.
Didn't last long. Easy.
Have you ever given your number to somebody and regretted it because they message you all the time?
He didn't last long.
Just
He don't look like no chicken
all
chaser
the
to me,
time.
but then again, I ain't met one for.
Top chap.
That's what the guildmaster is. He is somebody to whom I regret giving my number. I would rather he did not contact me. I'm going to go ahead and go back and get this key. I almost forgot about this key, but then I remembered. See that little glint up in the top left? We're going to go grab that. One thing this game does have that I do not particularly care for is it has missables. It's probably my least favorite thing in gaming is missables. Bridge is still down. Good to know. Missables are something that, as the name implies, you can miss. There are points in a game where if you don't know what you're doing, what you're looking for, or where to go in that instance, you can miss something. And there's no way of going back and getting it. I'm okay with things being difficult to go back and get, but impossible? Don't particularly care for that. Because the only way...
Some bandits have set up a toll in this region.
Some bandits
Be
have set up a
careful.
toll in this region.
I hope you got the gold they want. These bandits will kill us for fun.
These bandits will kill us for fun? Well, then that sounds like my kind of fun. Anyway, missables. You can miss out on something if you don't know what you're doing. And then you have to play through it all over again so you don't miss the one thing. And I do not care for that. Something else I learned is that with this bow and arrow, I have a zoom scope, apparently. My eyes just have optical zoom. And now we're going to see if we can get a headshot. We did get a headshot. And no one is any the wiser. We also hit that guy. And in the process, upset every one of his friends. Well, co-workers. Friends might be a bit of a stretch.
I'm going to sharpen you good.
I would prefer he did not chop me good. I would prefer he chopped me bad. Fortunately, they can't decide whether they want to close the 7 foot of distance between us and engage in actual melee combat, or if they just want to stand and get shot. Which I am grateful for. Very indecision. Wash your face and hands. I wonder if they're expecting this. My guess is no. I'm also relieved because last playthrough, I missed those 3. And we can't just let bandits run through the woods all willy-nilly, which is the formal of willy-nilly. Only Willie to his friends. Professionally, he goes by William. Looks like
There's an important quest card of the guild for you.
Yes, Guildmaster, there's an important quest card of the guild for me. Do you think you could maybe not tell me that? Sure would appreciate it.
This isn't good.
Oh, I would prefer he had not hit me. I don't know why he's not taking damage. I would rather he did. I'm honestly a little surprised the Guildmaster hasn't asked if I have any food or potions. Items. Potions. Health potion. Let's assign that to left. When I think of health, I think of how much I have left. There we go. Now, there's still some people sitting around by this fire. There should not be some people sitting around by this fire. Let him sit down, zoom in with my hero eyes, and then remove his head. And then shoot that guy in the junk a couple times, I guess. Oh, I'm gonna remove his head as well. I Wait, do those barrels explode? Oh, cool! I did not know those exploded. You learn something new every day, especially if you do the same thing every day. Remember, kids, it's not stealing if it's already stolen. It's considered repossession. Now, as you'll recall from our first chapter, we were guarding a warehouse, and there was a little snot-nosed kid that said, "These barrels might have stuff in them." Unfortunately, he's right. But now we're not being tasked with specifically guarding and preventing people doing exactly what we're doing, which is absolutely destroying every barrel in sight. You can break people's stuff as long as they're bad people. As you know, just like in real life, morality is black and white. There are no shades of gray.
This is the deal.
This is the deal.
You perform an act of great
evil in my sight, and I'll pop off.
Open.
I mean, open. Apparently hitting him in the face is not an act of great evil. Well, that's alright. I don't feel like being evil right now. Ooh, Greatwood Cullis Gate. That's right. We are about to reach the level of greatness. Because the measure of an individual's power can be documented by whether or not they walk. Great and powerful people don't walk. They teleport or they
Things
fly.
right.
Well,
Chicken chaser.
who's this one
Do
then?
you chase chickens? Did. Thought
So
so.
you're the chicken chaser, are you?
I am the chicken
Thought you had
chaser.
bigger hands.
You thought I'd have a bigger hand? What does that mean? I feel like he's implying something there, and I do not appreciate the insinuation. Yes, Cullis Gates. They are teleportation portals. It's fantastic. Because walking is for chumps. If you have the choice between walking and not walking as a mode of transportation, go with not walking. And here, we're going to level up. One of the first things we're going to focus on is our skill experience, as opposed to strength or will, because those are the three kinds. I'd like to be able to fire arrows faster, so we're going to go ahead and get that. And I would like the arrows I fire to hurt more, so we're going to get that. I would also like to I'd like to fire even faster. Yes, that is the decision we've made. And we will accept the consequences as they come. Now, one thing I didn't do last time was I didn't check out this shop.
How may I help you today?
I would
You're
love
sure
to
to
trade.
find something to suit you.
What does he have? I could get a leather chest piece. I could get assassin gloves. I could get leather leggings. I do like the idea of assassin gloves. I'm gonna get my ass in those gloves. Just wait till I get the pants.
There's plenty of nasty creatures need slaying.
You know,
that's a hero's job.
I'm remembering something. I rarely shop here, but I do get a lot of stuff here. But I can't steal yet. So let's go back to Great Wood. It's wood. I'm not sure I would describe it as great, but it's there, I guess. Oh, dear. There are things right here. Nope, that's not what I want to do. That guy has a glowing stick, so he has to die first. Yes, and apparently I caught a fish in the process of murder. Fishing and murder, they really go hand in hand. What are these goblin things? Well, they're dead, that's what they are.
Who's this one then? What's happening?
There is an important quest card at the guild for me.
There's still an important quest card at the guild for me. Hey, look, a sign. What does this say? 2 Rose Cottage. Well, let's check it out. What could possibly go wrong? Oh, it's even got roses on the map. Isn't that sweet? Various logs and rocks, sticks and stones. You know, I want to make sure. Yes, I am still recording. Good. I was worried for a moment. You won it.
I never open on a first date. My heart has been broken too many times before. I could only let someone who really loved me through.
Alright, you do you. Random stone demon face. I support that. You know, it's important to know your standards.
Try to get your combat multiplier even higher.
Apparently, I need to try to get my combat multiplier even higher. Hey, look. Random family heirlooms left in an unlocked box. Oh yeah, just their entire life savings. Perfect. Now, if I had to guess, if I had a shovel, there's probably something right here I could dig up. I don't have a shovel. I also apparently can't open this door. Alright. Didn't want to go in there anyway. Now we could go back through this area and kill all the enemies. Save everybody. Or, since they keep making fun of me, we could let them fend for themselves. We're gonna leave. That sounds like a them problem. I don't like when their sticks make things explode. Alright. These guys are ambitious. Alright. Well, that was briefly exciting. Let's see. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. I'd like to keep my hope, thank you very much. Let's go somewhere much more welcoming. Thank you for visiting Greatwood. Darkwood. Okay. It's like a walnut.
In Darkwood, you will find the Chapel of Scorn.
The Chapel of Scorn.
Please the deities there, and they will let evil into your soul.
They will let evil into my soul if I please the deities there. What if I displease the deities there? Will they let good into my soul? I just want to know what the standards are. Also, remember, anytime you're facing anybody, go for the...
Unsung status.
I've reached unsung status. But anytime you're facing hordes of enemies like this, go for the guy with the magic stick first. Oh.
do this. No, you can't do that.
Apparently,
We've got to do something or what?
also the random bystanders, yeah,
Tell me
they
why.
apparently also need shot in the face. I don't know why. It happens.
Is this a threat? Nonsense.
Do I have an apologize expression?
Stupid.
Renown.
Known as
Flirt or sneer,
chicken
alignment.
chaser, I believe.
Do a Cossack dance. Nope. Nope. Don't want to do any of that. Alright, you know what? We're just gonna open this random box found in the forest. It's fine. A resurrection file. No, I go first. Darkwood Marshes. Time marches on. Alright. More glowy stick creatures, which have to die first. Because you might think, yeah, go for the guys with the axes and the hammers first. No, go for the guys with the glowy magic sticks first. Usually, they die faster.
Simple.
And if they don't, then you die faster.
Respect is
Because lest we all forget, one of the first things I was taught was how to hit things with a stick. But the culmination of my training was how to literally wield magical power by willing it into existence. Which subsequently can make things explode very quickly. So the only thing that's going to be on par with me, since I'm a hero, is something else that can use magic. Oh look, barrels of random goods. Oh look, apples. That's going to be important for later. Because apples and apple pie, that's how we destroy economies.
Ah, there is an important
We are
quest
going
card
to have
guild for you.
some very big, significant feelings. And we're going to respond by destroying a shopkeeper's life and livelihood.
simple.
I know, because that's what I did last time, and that's what I'm going to do again.
Simple when you know how. Better show him some respect.
Yeah, you better show me some respect. I just saved your life. And I shot a lot of things. Technically, I could be using my sword to do any of this, but nah, I don't wanna. Ah yes, more unattended belongings in unlocked boxes. But it's in the middle of nowhere. You see, it's in the middle of like this swampy marsh. Clearly, it doesn't belong to anybody. If it belonged to somebody, it would probably be locked, wouldn't it? Huh. What do you suppose happens if I do this? I made a key appear. That's crazy. Excellent. And money, apparently. Ooh. Another chest. Ah, this one is locked. But apparently if you have keys, you can open it. That's how most locked things work. I don't really want to go the other direction. A camp. Okay. This is exactly where I would set up camp. The ruins, clearly cursed, haunted, in the middle of a dark, foreboding swamp. And if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, right next to the Chapel of Absolute Evil. Cool. That's a good place to make camp. Definitely. Well, this is clearly somebody's personal possessions.
Looking for items of combat?
Clearly they're my personal possessions. steel axe. Don't mind if I do. You got any more steel stuff? I would love to. Dark Vortex tattoo. And a potion. Excellent. Yes, everything's coming together.
This is the premier clothing store in town.
You're the most premier clothing store in town. This isn't a town.
Swords, yes.
What do you have?
I think
Would I like to
we can do a
trade?
special
I don't
offer
know.
For you, sir.
What do you have? You got a fiery rock and some steel stuff. I could get a steel katana. I could get an oak longbow. I have been using longbow a lot. You know what? Sure. It's 439 gold, which is an investment, but
There's plenty of
I
nasty
think
creatures need slaying.
I think that's what we want to do.
How can I help? Yes.
Open my inventory. Here we go. And yes, we want to be using the oak longbow. Equip that. Wield. Yes. Nope. There we go. Iron katana. Yeah, I haven't really been using melee at all. Why would I? Why would I hit somebody when I can hit them without getting anywhere close to them? Yeah, I still haven't decided if I need to censor this or not. Still a little iffy. At least they're not angel statues. Darkwood Chapel of Scorn. This is my vibe. Just absolutely horrific, dark gloom and death with a blood red sky and fire everywhere. Pretty sure that's brimstone and maybe just a hint of vanilla. And get my ass in that shirt. Oh yes, I look so ferocious. Alright, let's see what's going on in here.
Those who worship here are filled with the poison of pure evil. Will you donate to my cause?
How do I donate to
Brings
it?
no gifts. Return with followers to reap your reward.
Oh, okay, I have to bring people here.
Be gone now. You insult us with your lack of offering.
Would you rather I insult you with other ways? Yeah, see how you like that? Poison of pure evil. And dairy. That is the appropriate way to deal with people who peddle evil. Fart and leave. Ancient Cullis Gate. Alright. We're making good headway. I think. We're certainly not going back. Oh, that's a... Oh, he came out of nowhere and decided he wanted to beat me with his magical stick. I would have preferred he did not do that thing. Oh, right. Dodging and blocking. Just like I was trained at the Heroes Guild, where I trained. I might have missed out on that day because I was busy
there's an
thinking about how
important
everyone
quest
I've
card
ever
I'll
loved
build for you.
or cared about or knew had been viciously and brutally murdered and tortured in front of me. Oh, that guy died. That's a shame. Well, I guess he's not going to miss his wallet.
He don't look like no chicken chaser Me, but then again, I haven't met one before.
The field?
Easy as that.
You've never met a chicken chaser before, huh? And here I thought this was a largely agrarian society. Alright, fair enough. I would prefer you all stopped doing that. Alright, magic stick guy has to die. There we go.
Easy as that.
There we go. Dodge,
When you
duck,
know
dip,
how.
dive, and dodge.
Easy as that.
Or something like that. Now, unattended, unlocked wooden box. I wonder what it has. Another resurrection file. For when you inevitably die. You will notice I am rocking my Unus Annus hoodie today. I'm a big fan of Unus Annus. Or, yeah, I am, because time is an ephemeral concept and has no real meaning, so it's okay to enjoy and still be a fan of things that are no longer around. Unus Annus being among them. Markiplier, the YouTuber of course, has been a big inspiration to me. When I was going through a very difficult time in life, I'm sure my story is much like many others, I found his videos, specifically his Try Not to Laugh challenges, and something about watching somebody with that level of charisma desperately fight avoiding laughter at the absolute stupidest, most inane videos. It formed a level of connection that he has maintained with his community, which I really admire. And oh, look, a Wolverine. Balverine, that's the word. It's like a werewolf, but I know exactly where it is. Anyway, so he has this very strong, charismatic presence and has formed this bond with his community in a way that I think everyone aspires to. And he has that level of authenticity and sincerity that even though he's not speaking directly to you, he is speaking directly to you. When he talks, it's to you. And it reignites that feeling of community, that feeling of connection that we all crave on some level. It's one of the reasons that YouTube content creators are as successful as they are. And it's part of why I'm wanting to get into this foray of doing it myself, is to have that connection and to hopefully provide that connection for others. We're not going to walk, we're going to teleport. Right back to the Heroes Guild. But we're so very close. And I'll talk more about the things that inspired me and led me to my beginnings as we go on. But right now, we need to get really charming really quickly. We are going to be guiling. We beguiling. We are now stealthy and charming. Going to go back to Barrowfields, which, near as I can tell, is just a place where people give up. You'll see what I mean. Because you go through the wood and over the river because you're not going to Grandma's house. And there's this little ramshackle kind of tent village marketplace.
Don't go breaking any laws.
Don't go breaking my heart. 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 Don't go bre That guard told me not to break any laws. Seems like it should go without saying. And here, we're back home. Remember that village where everyone we knew and loved died? Where they imported corpses for the sake of dramatic effect? And who's this person?
Hello. I remember
She
you.
remembers us.
We thought you died in that awful bandit raid all those years ago.
Who's we?
So where have you been all this time?
Apparently having a PTSD attack.
You do remember me, don't you? I was looking for Rosie, my teddy bear, just before the raid.
Yeah.
After that day,
Pretty sure you
my
died.
parents moved to Bowerstone.
Your parents moved?
But I never really
Everyone
liked it there.
died.
Are you all right?
No, everything's on
I
fire.
lost you there for a second. Anyway, I have to go now. But it was great to see you again. Bye.
This gal just... Hey, remember when everything we knew and loved burned to ash around us? And, you know, our whole lives were upended? Yeah, that was crazy. Anyway, bye. Now this is something I didn't have to do last time because I showed up in the middle of the day. Ooh, unattended wooden box. What's inside? Another resurrection file. I could die 3 times. It's fine. I don't
Hey,
know. Who
hero, can you help me out?
I choose not to.
Ah, there is an important quest card at the guild for you.
Apparently there's an important quest card of the guild for me.
Shiver me tenders.
I'd rather not. Ooh, unattended box. Well, that would be handy if I was looking to shoot any albatross. That's a poetry reference.
Ahoy!
And now it's daytime. So, we came back to our home village, which has expanded, to their credit. There's
Hey, hero,
twice
can
as
you,
many
help me
buildings.
out?
I mean, the reconstruction's gone well. I don't know where all these people came from. Everyone was dead, including some people that didn't live here. But, since my warm welcome when I got here was being put through just absolute emotional trauma. Oh, there's more emotional trauma. It gets worse, folks. I want you to see something because all we've wanted to do is go home. You know, our family home that I should have inherited. You'd think somebody that could, I don't know, teleport could come and keep an eye on it for me. But no, here it is. And guess what? I can't afford to buy it. Who is selling my house? Who is selling my familial home? How dare they? This entire village is just a corrupt capitalistic hellscape. But you know, if that's the way they want to play it, if that's what they want, let's go have a conversation with the shopkeeper. To start with, we have a little over 1,300 gold. 1,318 gold.
May I help, or are you just looking around?
May you help? Well,
I'm
let's
pleased
find
to
out.
serve you.
You know, I'm really looking for some apples. You don't have any apples. I mean, you're an orchard town. You do. You have 143 apples. Wow. That, you know, apples don't have that long of a shelf life. And, I mean, everybody around here grows their own apples. Are you looking to do some large-scale trading, some large business? Yeah, tell you what. Just so you don't have to worry about any sort of spoilage or loss, here's what I'm going to do for you, because of how benevolent I am. I will buy every single one of those apples for a full gold piece each. Every single one. Your entire stock. All of it. Oh, you've got some fresh, delicious apple pies as well? Excellent. You know what? Let's, how about I do 4 gold each for those? That'll be great. You got some fish? Oh, you have almost 200 fish. Those look delicious. But fish spoil even faster, especially without any sort of preservation capacity. It's not like you have an ice box or anything, right? So these are fresh fish that you need to sell quick. All right. Carrots, I mean, they're roots, but if you don't have them in a root cellar, it's warm and humid here. Tell you what, throw those in the cart as well. Red meat, you know, I'm not usually a red meat eater. Let's go ahead and add those as well. You know, I'm looking a little light on funds. I'd love to shop more, but I've only got 23 gold each. How about, you know, what if we do some business? How about if I sell you some stuff? You know, so we can keep this exchange going. So you folks are an orchard town, right? Well, let's throw a hypothetical in here. What if your neighbor, say somebody that I don't know, you happened to know from years back as having been a philanderer and womanizer. What if his spouse came in and she was like, I want to make a pie. You know, she's had a hard time with her philandering, unfaithful husband. What if she came in and said, you know, I don't have it in me to pick. I just want to make a pie. I just want to make an apple pie. Do you have any apples to sell? You would have to look her in the eyes and tell her, I'm sorry, we're all out of stock. She would get no apple pie that evening because you had no apples. Tell you what, I happen to have a lot of apples on me. What if I sold you these apples? Say 3 gold pieces. The market price is 4, so I'll still be taking a loss, but I will sell you all of the apples I have. Everybody could come in here and buy apples to make apple pie, and you'd make a killing. You could sell them for whatever you wanted. So let's do that. I'm going to sell you all of these apples. And you know what? Some people don't feel like cooking. Understandable. How about I sell you some pre-baked pies? Awesome. Now they don't have to cook. How about some fish? Lovely fish dinner. Let's, you know, again, I'm willing to take a gold piece loss to market value for these. Well, book value, I suppose. Carrots, you know, I'll be taking a hit. Even some red meat. Like I said, it's not really for me, so you're doing me a favor. I appreciate it. Yeah, that was fantastic. You know, this has been a good deal. I'm ready to do some shopping again. Oh, you have a lot of apples, don't you? And apple pies, you know, fish, carrots, red meat. You've got a lot of stuff. You even have some tofu. I'm not really for tofu, but I don't see the harm. Do you have any gifts? You've got perfume. Lovely. Absolutely love. I can't quite say it. I'm sorry. I'd love to. About potions. You've got potions. You know, I go through a lot of potions. How about I buy some health potions? Goodness knows, Guildmaster's always getting on me about using those. And you know, will potions too. I haven't had much cause for them yet, but I'm sure it's only a matter of time. You know, my pocket's feeling a little light again. What do you say you buy some of the stuff I have? Let's do some bartering. Let's do some haggling. Get crazy. How would you like some apples? Say 145. You know, I don't see how you can afford not to do these trades, really. You know, if you're worried about funds, maybe you could mortgage your house. I mean, lots of people have second, even third mortgages these days, so that they can buy dozens of potions that they have no use for. Honestly, what I'm doing here is I'm also providing a service. I am appraising this because I know you can't use magic. I can use magic. So this potion, I can tell you for certainty, it is a will potion. It will recover your magical energies, if you had any. I'm a hero, so you know I'm telling the truth. These definitely aren't just bottles of water. And yeah, you know, I'm a little financially better off now. Do you have anything for sale? Say some potions. Or produce. Baked goods. Ingredients. Food. Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm curious. Do you have any gifts? I'm feeling a little generous. Perfume. People love perfume. You know, and I'm sure I can just spread some goodwill if you give me a good deal on these. Yeah, let's go ahead and get all of them. All of the perfume. And that's all I can... That's unfortunately all I can afford right now. You know how it is. The market fluctuating. This is about the time that if I was a little more set up, I would stitch this video together with the SpongeBob meme of 1 hour later. That was a terrible French accent, I'm sorry. But I showed up back to a town that I had been told had been destroyed, and there was nothing left for me here. My childhood home had been razed to the ground. Everyone I knew and loved and had grown up with, including that trader that was uncomfortably familiar with my personal life, including my connection and relationship with my sister, like really crossed some boundaries there. I show back up, and not only is the town not still just in ruins, but it has been in fact expanded, rebuilt and expanded. Nobody told me this. And my childhood home, my legacy, my heritage, they want to charge me money to have this home. The only thing left of my father, who died in my arms. And they want to charge me 5,000 good deeds. Because as you remember, I got a gold piece for every good deed I did. They want to charge me 5,000 good deeds? Well, if fixing this market isn't a good deed, I don't know what is. So we're going to continue to set things right. We're going to continue to put this town back on track. And if I have to destroy this shopkeeper's life and livelihood to do so, it's a small price to pay. For me, it's a large price to pay for him. That's how this works. And we just go back and forth for a while. It's really quite relaxing. Just getting to watch numbers go up and think, yeah, I like watching numbers get bigger. Especially those numbers. Oh wait, no, I wanted to buy a few more things. Can I buy... Yeah, can I buy all of his produce and all of his food? Just empty his pantry. Empty it. It's all mine. It's all mine. You know, I know you had been talking about setting up some stuff for your family, but I think this perfume emerald market, it's really gonna take off. It's gonna take off. You know, I'll be pretty benevolent this time. I'm actually gonna hold on to the food. Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to the food. But we can trade these emeralds and perfumes back and forth a couple more times. I'm okay with that. Does that seem fair to you? Well, it better. I mean, apparently you lived through the horrible destruction that befell this community. Some might think you were conspiring with the bandits. So, I think it's only fair that you give me every penny, nickel, dime, gold piece you have so that I can reestablish my life here. Including, but not limited to, buying my childhood home. Oh, and a shovel. You know, for reasons. That seemed fair. All right.
Full of quests.
I have no interest in what he's saying anymore.
I'm wondering what he's doing. You could get into trouble.
I could get into trouble. By this lovely marital home. It's a marital home? Some happy married couple bought this house and then decided it wasn't good enough to raise children in, was good enough for my family. No, I'm not gonna rent it out. This is my house. Yes, I am going to decorate it. Oh look, books. I wonder if they're interesting. They weren't interesting when my parents lived here. We've got a lovely fireplace. Place hasn't changed much, except for the complete and utter lack of my entire family. Am I sure I want to use this bed? Yeah. Alright. Well... I think this is a good place to conclude Chapter 2. No, really. But actually this time. So we're going to actually overwrite the save I had done from last time. So the beauty of this is that, much like real life, in trying to redo something where I made a mistake, I didn't make that same mistake. But rather, I made an entirely new series of mistakes. It's one of the reasons I don't pursue perfection. I try to do well enough. I try to do well. But largely, my focus is on doing well enough to be content. In this case, during gameplay, I surely made a few more mistakes. I definitely got hit more. I took some different paths that got me different things. I made different choices. And I shot just about anything and everything I encountered in the course of 2 forests. And that takes skill, which is why you get skill experience for doing so. But on a more serious note, the mistake I did not make this time was I had my microphone on. That was the main thing. Anything else is tolerable. Video is recording. Gameplay was recording. My banter, I think, was a little more quippy, a little more lighthearted, but still reassuring. So maybe you've made a mistake. Maybe you've done something that you regret, or not done something and regretted not doing it. And maybe it was a big deal, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's something you can fix. And maybe it's something that, in the process of trying to fix, you'll make other mistakes. You just have to decide what mistakes are important. I know one of the mistakes I made yesterday was also that I didn't hydrate enough. I know it seems like a very, very simple, very small thing, but it can make a big difference. So, if you haven't yet today, get yourself some water. Just go get a drink. Go ahead. I'll wait. I'm going to drink right now, in fact. It's fitting that I'm wearing my Unisana shirt today. Today is New Year's Eve, which is the end of one year and the start of the next. I decided to start this journey before the new year. I didn't want it to be a resolution because that feels very ominous, definite, measured, and it seems more obligatory rather than making a choice regardless of the day or the season. Making a choice to do something because it's something you want to do. Make the choice to do something because it's a step in the direction of doing the thing you want to do. And that can be a big choice, that can be a big step, or it can be as simple as getting a drink of water, staying hydrated, going to bed at a reasonable hour, even standing up and walking around a little bit, stretching, reconnecting with an old contact, or meeting someone new. Or it can just be playing an old beloved game all over again while making commentary the entire time, and then drinking water. This is going to conclude Chapter 2. Look forward to seeing you next time. Good evening.